listening to the 23 Personnel Podcast, a Texas Tech athletics podcast where food and sports clash at the goal line. Here are your hosts, Spencer and Michael.
All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the 23 Personnel Podcast. This is your host, Spencer, joined by Michael. Michael, what's up, man?
Hey, I need one of these tack lights. One of these tack light Max. Did you watch the commercial while we were rolling in?
I actually thought I was frozen for a second. But,
it's great. It's if you lightly run over it with the outer edge of a very low PSI monster truck tire, it will not break. But if you run over three plastic ones,
are you kidding me?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. I hear you. Hello. I still hear you. Oh, Spencer's gone. Yo.
All right, I can hear you. I guess let's pick it up where we left off.
Well, yeah, we could skip all the mag light stuff or whatever that was. Tack light
Express. I'm sure it's supposed to boost your testosterone too. I'll have to ask Doug Flutie if Total T and tack light, not mag light, tack light. They're simpatico. Baylor game ongoing. It is a 2-point Baylor lead, although it feels insurmountable, Michael. Back and forth nonsense. It feels inevitable, like it's going to just be a disaster. Like we're being sustained in this game because Baylor can't hit the broadside of a barn. But here we are messing around. 12 minutes ago, Texas Tech down only by 2. Yeah.
No Warren Washington. Didn't even make the trip, as far as I know, due to illness. Coach McAsland barely hanging on the sideline due to illness. That was a story which we weren't really aware of when we recorded our instant reaction this past Saturday. That was apparently a big story.
Except that Lamar Washington was out because he was sick.
Right.
That was it.
That was really the only indication, but then there was a lot of speculation that the entire team had
the flu
suffering to some extent. Yeah.
I'm suffering to some extent. Got a little head cold.
You are. You doing okay?
No, I'm fine. I feel fine.
Need some saltines and some Sprite?
I need Red River guards to stop throwing the freaking ball into the stands. Unforced turnover. Kerwin Walton, what the F, my dude?
Actually, I have to admit that I was afraid that I was causing the bandwidth issues, so I've turned off the game. So
No, it wasn't.
The stats on.
It wasn't you. It was the stupid board glitched out again. It's back up in record time. So the third iteration of this podcast board, still dealing with the same issue. 2 different computers, 3 boards, tie game. No,
we're all on
you're
edge.
fine. It wasn't you. It did a little glitched out. Anyways, got the game up. The sickness game. If Texas Tech somehow wins this game, it will be flu game level infamy here. Infamy is the wrong word, but so we're watching that as it goes down. We'll get to our instant reaction. We'll pipe in instant reaction to things happen, like when Colonel Walton throws the ball away, or when Chance McMillan drives and gets a good little bunny to fall to tie the game. That's nice. Um, your rebounding is trash. You knew you knew it
Yeah.
was going to be when you're missing your 7-footer on a team that already struggles to rebound. Um, but yeah, it's been a thing. It's yeah. Anyways, so that's going on. We're gonna jump ahead. We're gonna preview the UCF game this upcoming Saturday, the 10th, and then get back to instant for tonight. So UCF, excuse me, 13-8, 4-5 in Big 12 play. Ken Palm's 68th best team in the country. Adjusted offense 187, so not good. Adjusted defense 10, pretty good. And tempo 133. Haslametrics has them at 73rd and gives you almost an 8-point projected margin of victory here back at the United Supermarkets Arena. There'll be 3 p.m. Saturday, ESPN Plus. They did just defeat Oklahoma at home by 11. They aren't playing now or this week. This is their little midweek bye, so they'll get a full week off. Yeah, we'll be off for the week. So if they had any illnesses running through the team, they'll get that chance to recover. Um, Players to watch: Michael Jalen Sellers, averaging more than 17 points per game, and Darius Johnson, more than 13 points per game.
Yeah, there weren't a ton of offensive highlights to pull from on this team. I think the thing that worries me the most is that adjusted defensive rating. I mean, the number 10, that's nothing to sneeze at. In the Big 12, they are averaging 65 points allowed per game, which is third in the conference. Houston, of course, is insane, and they're averaging 54 points, uh, given giving their opponents only 54 points a game. Iowa State, number 2 with 62 points, and then UCF, number 3 with 65. So, uh, you know, this Tech offense has struggled a little bit, but hopefully coming back home after this, this road stretch is going to be a good shift for them. Hopefully they'll be full strength again. Um, and I know this is the type of thing that'll come back to bite me, but I'm not as concerned with UCF's offense as I am with their defense. I do think they can be disruptive. You're seeing what Baylor can do to Tech right now on turnovers, forcing good players to make bad passes.
Yeah.
Jumping into passes, getting those turnovers. So I do think that that's something that I'm a little bit concerned with, but it could be an ugly game. I feel like this might be one of those 55-50 kind of games. We'll see though.
Yeah, so Baylor's averaging turning the opponent over 13.3 times per game. Texas Tech, through about 3/4 of the game, has turned it over 8 times. They are on track there to turn it over right around Baylor's average. UCF forcing 15 turnovers per game. But they also turn the ball over a ton themselves, more than 13 turnovers per game. Their assist to turnover ratio is under 1, Michael.
Yeah, I think since we've been keeping track of that this season, I think that's only happened one other time, and I can't remember who the team was.
Yeah, they are 0.9. Texas Tech, Baylor 1.4, Kansas 1.7, BYU I think was the 2.0, UCF 0.9. Not good. But they are scoring 72 points per game, giving up 65. Texas Tech before tonight scoring 77, giving up 68. UCF shoots only 41.5% from the field. Texas Tech shoots 46. UCF like pretty close in terms of like what they allow teams to shoot because their own offensive output is so low. But They allow teams 40.3 points. 40.3%. Texas Tech allows 42.6. Texas Tech defense is not where it has been, but UCF not a 3-point shooting team. They're not good at 32.6%. But they allow teams to shoot 33. They get to the free throw line a ton. Like Baylor, Kansas State, they average more than 22 free throw attempts per game. Texas Tech about 19 and a half. They're shooting about 71% from the lines. Texas Tech almost 78%. Pretty good rebounding team, almost 39 rebounds a game. If they could limit their own turnovers, like that would be significant. They'd probably be winning a lot more games, but they, like I said, they turn the ball over themselves 13 times a game, force 15 turnovers a game. Texas Tech averaging turning it over 10 and a half times, turning the opponent over 12 times. So, your offense versus their defense, I think, is where the matchup is. Well, did I say that right? Or was that backwards?
Well, I mean, I don't know what point you're trying to make.
If your defense can hold them to their average, you're going to win this game.
Yes. I agree. I mean, I think this is a really good matchup for an ugly game.
Yeah. Like you said, 50 to 55 game.
Yeah, I mean,
55-50.
But Haslam's got Tech winning 72.8 to 65. I don't know about that. I mean, who am I to question this guy? But that just seems awfully high to me. But I do think Tech will bounce back, but it's not going to be an easy feat, especially if they're not full strength. But the fact that they're at home is going to help a lot, and they may be coming off a big road win. They're tied right now, 10 minutes left, 51 against Waco.
Against Waco.
It's the running. That's it. I can't. It's the running joke for the rest of the podcast. The Waco Bears.
I hate how this has nothing to do with anything besides just hate the timing of it. It feels like every time ESPN flashes up, oh, Baylor's gone 4 minutes without a field goal. Splash 3. Which is what
I wish they did the thing. I wish they did the thing that they had before the first half was over. It was Baylor has only scored one basket in 7 minutes or something. I feel like that's less of a jinxy thing. Like, okay, well, yeah, they've scored, but it's only been one in the last 7 minutes, so they're not gonna jinx it too much, as opposed to, oh, they haven't scored at all. I'm with you. Yeah, I was worried this was going to happen because the first half, Baylor just shot so poorly, especially in the first 8 minutes, and it just seemed like that's not going to be sustainable. And Tech shot lights out in that first stretch, and it just, we might be seeing the inevitable, as you mentioned when we got started. Pop throws a really bad pass to
Kyron Lindsey.
Lindsey's ankles.
Because he's 3 feet from him and he fires it from the surface of the moon at his feet.
I always hated when guards did that. Guards did that to me all the time. They'd throw it at my shins and then look at me like I'm an idiot for not catching it. Like, my guy.
Oh my gosh.
This isn't going to work.
Kyron Lindsey, grow some nuts, dude. What the hell did you just do? You just let this dude dunk right over you. Like, he's
easy on Lindsey. He's played 18 minutes. His career.
I understand depth issues. Like, you're forcing him into action, but dude, put your hands up or something. He just stood there. You left a 7-footer who can't handle the basketball drive around you like it was a Sunday afternoon, man. You just watched it happen.
Well, he didn't want to get his foul. He's already got 4. We don't got a lot of.
He has 4 fouls.
Don't got a lot of guys left. Yes,
Lord, dude.
Jennings is on the bench right now with 4. And Lindsay has 4. Those are our bigs, man.
We're gonna finish this game with 5 freaking guards, and
Probably.
each one of them is gonna throw the ball into the stands because that's what our guards do. 11 turnovers, 11 in the 3 minutes we've talked about it. They've committed 3 more turnovers.
I feel like Lindsay was coached on that to not foul out. Like there's 9 minutes left. Do not get your 5th foul right now.
You gotta,
And maybe they
you
knew
gotta
that. That's probably
provide
why they
some
drove
kind of
on him.
resistance.
He did. He bumped chests.
Are we done
Okay,
talking
I
about
can tell
UCF?
you, if there was a 7-footer coming at me, I would just still be on the ground right now. Oh, I tripped. I tripped on.
Well,
Yeah, you gotta check those boards. Those boards are tricky. There's a nail.
well, you and I may be above average human beings. Like we would be short men on the court
Oh yeah,
just about every night of the week.
yeah.
I go
Ah, there
nearly
you go. Well,
6'4", and that would be a fairly decent sized guard.
I'm glad Toussaint's shooting again. I'm fine with it. I support this.
You're
You
okay
can't
him
score
hitting
if you
off?
don't shoot.
Oh my gosh. Are you sure you stand behind that sentiment?
Okay, that one was bad. It's a little wide right.
He didn't even
That one was
hit
a little wide
the
right.
box, man. I don't.
Well, I
our
think
guard play
it
is
hit the
just
rim
deteriorated.
before our eyes. Well, maybe they're still sick. Maybe it wasn't the best day to start recording before this was over. Okay, so Baylor's on a nice little 7-0 run in the last 2.5 minutes. Since I alluded to, well, maybe they'll come back to Lubbock after Waco Bears. Not great. That's a blocking foul on the floor, so he doesn't even get to shoot. And we're not in the bonus yet. What is happening? Was that a timeout? Okay. So UCF. Yeah, I'm
They're
very
good
focused
defensively.
on UCF.
They're good defensively.
Yeah,
I think if you can get your guys healthy again and rested up a little bit, one, it's gonna be difficult because you've been playing back-to-back games now with a depleted roster. So guys are taking on extra minutes. They've been sick. They're recovering. You'll be going against a team that was able to rest for a couple extra days. What you have in your favor is that you'll be back home.
Hey, is this going to be an elevation problem?
Golden Knights just aren't used to it, man. They're going to come in here.
I mean, they're
huffing and puffing, just like the football team did, man. They had no idea what they were doing.
They're going from 0 to 3,300, baby. Get ready. Can we put that above every sign at the United Supermarkets arena?
That's about
welcome to 3,300 feet, baby.
As significant it was when the football team went to Laramie.
It is. I wonder if they're going to get here 3 days early and acclimate to the elevation. I wonder what they do when they go to BYU. My goodness,
man, spend the whole week up
they probably drive there so that they can slowly.
Let's see. Anyway, did they petition the Big 12 to put them in Utah? Like if they're gonna have to play Utah and BYU on the road in the same season, did they just petition like let's just do that back to back? I don't want to acclimate twice.
Well, I wonder because the women play. Interesting how this works out sometimes. Like Tech hosted Cincinnati, but the women went to Cincinnati, and then the men and women both play UCF here on Saturday. I just wonder how the logistics of that worked. I just wonder why that doesn't happen more often.
Like why the teams don't play together?
Yeah, maybe TV, I would imagine, has something to do with it, but it just seems to make too much sense.
You know what doesn't make sense, together. Michael?
Tell me.
Other Big 12 things that don't make sense? The fact that we've been we collective Big 12 fans have been complaining about officiating. I saw an article today, Michael, that said the Big 12 is starting to grade officials. It is 2024. We've been complaining about this for years. Coaches have been getting hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines. Where that money goes, I would also like to talk to you about that. Like, what is the Big 12? What are they doing with this? Because I feel like I bet if the coaches could pull together for half a second, let's say like Thursday morning, like a coaches conference call, like, hey guys, the Big 12 has collectively fined us like $150,000 this week. Like let's figure out where that money is going. Let's see if we can petition them to I don't know, do something productive with that. What does the conference do with coaches fines, Michael? One, I want to know what that is. Two, like can we get some accountability? Like, hey, let's put that towards officiating training or a better system, or you go out and pay refs better so you can get better refs.
Well, or an accountability system. I listened to a really interesting podcast recently that had an NBA referee on it. And I'm doing the man a disservice for forgetting his name. But the name of the podcast is People I Mostly Admire. It's one of the Freakonomics guys. The guy's first name was Mark. Anyway, he just kind of fell in love with refereeing and ended up being an NBA referee and has been for since the 90s, I believe. So he's been in it for 20 plus years. And he was talking about all the accountability that they go through. And they get sent all these analytics. So other people watch and analyze their games and analyze their calls. And then they review their calls and then they look at them. And they have meetings before the games and talk about, something that happened the previous game that they need to work on. And it's nuts. I mean, this is like, it's a full-time job aside from actually being on the court and traveling, prepping for these games and constantly reviewing yourself. And people can gripe about NBA officiating, I guess, and everybody will, but there's a lot of checks and balances there. And it seems like maybe that's where conferences should start looking at. I mean, it's a pretty good model from what I could tell. It's probably overkill almost based on what he said.
12-0 run,
very interesting.
By the way.
Oh, 12-0? Oh, I'm behind.
Clank. Yep. 4 Baylor guys somehow they defend. Oh, it's about to go up to 16.
What in the world happened? It says no.
Did I miscount? Is your score 64-51?
Yeah, but it was 51-51 there for a while.
Oh, it was. There was at one point the game was tied. I remember saying, "Oh, look, tie game." Since then,
so it's 13-0.
Well, it's 15-2. Yeah, 15-2 run. Let's see. How long did that take?
We
Scoring. Run tracker.
3 minutes 24 seconds. 15-2 run was over 4:45.
No, 3:50. I've got a 3-minute 50-second elapsed time. 13-0 run for Baylor. I love this for us, man. We knew it was coming. It was messing around and being tied. We're like, this is, and then
this doesn't feel good. Not a good place to be.
Following UCF,
Baylor's first half. Sorry, they still are bad at threes right now. Oh no, they're not. They're 66% from three in the second half. They were 23% in the first. They've already made almost more threes in the second half than they did the first. Anyway, so after UCF, should we talk about?
You got Kansas.
Oh wait, I want to bring up one thing about the Baylor game. This camera angle is fine. What is everybody griping about? We just like to rag
I
on
think
the Waco Bears.
it's so like it's high and close to the court.
Yeah, it's fine. I can see everything.
I
It's
think
actually kind of nice because of ESPN's gigantic ass score ticker. I can see all 10 players the whole time because of the angle. If there's someone in that bottom corner, you might only see their head. But since they think it's 1997 and we need to know that the Magic lost to the Heat 121-95 right now, like we can't look that up. It's kind of nice. The Warriors play at the 76ers Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN.
got bailed out there. Good gravy. Um,
Oh, come on.
did you see Kelvin Sampson's ejection tonight?
No, I heard about it though. I was listening to the
All right.
radio guy right before the game started, and they were kind of talking through it live because they didn't have enough info, but they were just saying, yeah. And speaking of ejections, looks like Kelvin Sampson just got ejected up by 25.
So what had happened was,
What happened with that?
so Houston had the ball. One of their guards had it out past the three, and they were throwing the ball around, trying to find a good look. Their big inside got like he just got like knocked over, and it was like a bad like pushing the back. Oh no. Oklahoma State had the ball. Houston was on defense. Oklahoma State threw it in, or as they were about to throw it into their big inside, he pushed the Houston defender, like shoved him down. No call. Oklahoma State makes the easy bucket. Calvin Sampson comes running onto the court. Like as soon as you saw him in frame, like he's going to be ejected. Like
This is
he
it.
was
This is it.
because he came from the other side of the court. Okay, so like the Houston bench is on the left. Oklahoma State was scoring to the right. So he came across half court from his coaching box all the way into where the Baylor Bear head logo is on their floor. Like he came all the
Oh
way
my
there and
gosh.
was like screaming in an official's face. The official he passed teed him up, and the guy that didn't make the call teed him up and then ejected him. My camera is not focusing anymore. I was gesticulating too much with my hands. And I was like, kind of feel like a dick move, like you're up by 20, like what's the big deal? But also with the week that Big 12 refs have had, like you need to like continue to to share the message, right? You need to continue to say, like, it doesn't matter if we're going to win this game by 30. Yeah, y'all can't continue to be incompetent and jack around and maybe a player gets hurt because you don't know what you're doing.
Well, yeah, you've got to protect your guys. Absolutely.
So I appreciate that. I wish, excuse me, I kind of wish he'd stayed in the court longer. He was very quick to say like his 2 or 3 lines and like beelined it off the court. I was like, man, like pull a oh, I'm blanking on his name. The manager for the Astros.
I was about to say Chris Beard lay on the court and
No, that was embarrassing. No, the I'm stuck on Dusty Hannes. Dusty Baker. Okay, so when he got ejected in the
Dusty
world,
Hanna's famous Houston Astro shortstop.
yeah, no, when Dusty Baker got ejected in the ALCS this past fall, and that double ejection when Adolis Garcia got intentionally hit.
Play some defense. Sorry.
This- I know you finally you scratch and claw and finally get a decent offensive possession and score some points, only to then like immediately give up an easy drive and bucket.
Oh yeah, not touched. Yeah, go get ah.
Oh my gosh, could you like
I'll take it,
Joe?
Joe. I mean, I like aggressive Joe. I like Joe Toussaint shooting 9 shots instead
Oh
of
my
2. Do we want to talk about Kansas? I'm sorry, everybody listening. This is
I started talking about Calvin Sampson, and
you started talking about
I
the
appreciate
Astros.
it. Well, because I was talking about like I wish he had stayed on the court longer and really let them have it. How Dusty Baker sat there after his ejection and like made security come and get him. Like
Oh,
if you're gonna be
made it
ejected,
awkward for
just
everybody.
yeah, just ham it up, dude. Um,
Get out your
all right,
phone.
so
Start playing some games.
this one sucks. All right,
What are they going to do? Eject me?
following Saturday, you get a quick turnaround Monday night, 8 p.m. You're hosting Kansas, 8 p.m. ESPN. Ken Palm 15, adjusted offense 24, adjusted defense 19. Haslam has it at as 13th. A real close toss up projection at this point. 0.3 points difference separate Kansas and you in the points differential there. Their last game was last night. They lost to Kansas State in overtime. Tyler Perry found a shot in overtime to put them away 75-70. Um, Interestingly enough, Michael, I don't know if you saw this. Hunter Dickinson in the post game press conference was asked about a specific foul call, and he said, "I don't know how that's a foul, or vice whatever way it went." He's like, "I don't know how that's not a foul." Just like the comments he got roasted. Like, well, to be fair, and at the Fog, it would not have been a foul, or whatever. Um, so yeah, I mean, I do and I don't appreciate the Schadenfreude just dunking on Kevin McCullough, but like 4 of
Man,
the 5
yeah.
overtime possessions, he had his hands on it and came up empty all 4 of those times.
Can we talk
Um,
about that a little bit? I mean, that was just, I think some of these Tech fans, man, you guys need to get over it. It was 2 years ago. We've seen what kind of possible disaster the staff was behind the scenes then. And that was all that was in my feed this morning because I didn't watch the game live. So there were a ton of Tech fans glued to the Kansas game to take a huge dump on Kevin McCullough. That was just all in my Twitter, and I couldn't believe it. Like,
yeah,
guys, it's been a while. It's been a minute. Man is averaging almost 20 points a game and 7 rebounds. He's got 34 steals on the season. 47% from the field on the season. He's had a rough night.
well, it's like
He played great. He played great for Texas Tech. Just let it go. Good night.
8th or 9th year in college basketball.
that's fair.
No, it's not
Yeah.
that bad. Hunter Dickinson also right behind him in terms of scoring. I think they're 1 and 2 in scoring. 18.9
Yep.
points per game. They were just hammering that home. The little bit I was watching, they combined for like 39 points a game. 11 rebounds, 30 blocks. He's shooting 58% from the field, 35 from 3. KJ Adams, as if they didn't have enough like just deadly guards.
Yeah.
KJ Adams,
There's more.
13 points per game, 5 rebounds, 63% from the field. Doesn't take any threes, two on the year. Not a great free throw shooter, 61%. And then Kansas always seems to have this kind of guard, like crafty, fast. You would think he would like score a whole lot more points than he does. DeJuan Harris, 7 points a game, but 7 assists a game, 36 steals, and shoots 45% from 3.
Yeah, so he's obviously not shooting a lot from beyond the arc, but He's lethal when he does, but almost 7 assists a game, Spencer. Facilitator.
Yeah.
He's going to find the open guy. He's going to make you pay. This offense is nuts. I know
that
that you
kind of
probably want to go
facilitator.
through. Oh, they as a team, they shoot 51% from the field.
That's where I was going. Yeah.
Oh my
51%.
God.
36 from
Well,
three.
Yeah.
They average 37 rebounds a game. They're about even in terms of turnovers themselves versus what they force the opponents, just about 12. We talked about their assist to turnover ratio, 1.7. So, hey, McCaslin, I think down 12 with 2 minutes ago is a little late to be trying to push. Oh my gosh. Isaac just airballed a corner.
I mean, I think since he told the crowd to hush, he's made like one basket. And Tech has collectively made 4 or something like that.
Maybe don't like. Oh, and then he's late on a closeout. Luckily, he misses an open 3 shot, but.
Oh, come on, Chance. He rattled in. All right, down by 9. Down by 9. Let's go.
Right where we want him, Michael.
We have no timeouts, and we're down by 9. Baylor has 4 timeouts. Not worried about it. The Waco Bears Waco Bears have got a lot of things coming to them. Yeah, so I don't feel really good about this Kansas game. How do you feel about it? Do you think there's they host Baylor Saturday, so we'll have a direct comparison, a direct close comparison. So they host Baylor Saturday, 5:00 on ESPN. So those of you who are really interested in seeing if Kevin McCullough plays poorly, you'll have to make sure you time it to where you don't miss the end of the Tech game, because I know there might be some people who would rather see that than the end of the Tech game versus UCF.
Yeah. I was gonna say something. I don't remember. Not great.
You don't feel good about the Kansas game?
No, okay, that's where it was. About this time a week ago, I would have felt better. All right, I did feel better about your chances here. But losing to who was it last week?
Cincinnati.
No, that was on Saturday. Who was it in the midweek? whatever hobo team we lost to last Tuesday.
Who the hell was it?
We shouldn't have lost these last 2 games. 3 now. Well, this one I guess is a little more excusable, but just go back to January. I hate. Oh, it's TCU.
Oh,
yeah. You should like
hobo team.
Well, there were long stretches of that game where you felt like you should have won that game. And losing by 7 sucks. Then you come home. Granted, your diminished capacity with the illness going through the team that night, lingering a little bit tonight too. Obviously, if you're missing Warren Washington. But yeah, like you're gonna go lose 3 in a row. Hopefully, you can bounce back versus UCF, but then you've got Kansas, then Iowa State on the road.
Oh yeah,
so you could go 1-5, and then you get TCU back at home, on the road at UCF, home versus Texas.
Hey, but hold your horses here, because Joe Toussaint's at the free throw line. Texas Tech's only down 8. He made the first one. Down 7.
Hits front with a minute back iron
in 5 seconds. Yeah, that one. That was a. I did not mean for the pause to be that pregnant. It just took a while to get to find where it needed to go, find the net. Tucson on his second one. Again, Tech with no timeouts.
Swishes out.
All right.
Down 6 with a minute.
Two possession game. Two possession game right now. 1:05. Tech's only shot 6 free throws this half.
Hit 4 of them. Baylor shot 12. They've hit 10 of them. Excuse me.
A little full court pressure here. Okay. And a foul. All right. And that's the double bonus, so they'll be shooting 2. Okay. Is there anything else we can talk about while this game wraps up? Because I'm nervous about this game. I have nervous energy.
We were looking ahead and not understanding what this sketch is going to look like or what it's going to do to us the next. This little stretch could prove to be just deadly. Like it could knock you out. Like you get I guess a break when you host TCU, but not if Micah Peavy shoots 90% from 3 again, or all the crap that went on in Fort Worth that helped that. You would think that that's not a repeatable performance, but who knows? You don't play defense, so you do then travel on the road to UCF. Yet Texas, who seems to be surging after Rodney Terry threw his horns down fit.
Well, and then they lost to Iowa State tonight.
Yeah, we were talking about how Iowa State was a meat grinder.
Corn grinder.
Your schedule in March, marginally better. Although you have to travel to West Virginia, travel to Oklahoma State. So you get the 2 worst teams, but you get them on the road. And then home again versus Baylor.
So Texas Tech's down by 8 again.
It's a game of runs,
after
Michael.
the double bonus. Drained them both. I know it's skipping around a little bit, but I'm going to rant again about the net rankings.
Yes,
because
please
once again, guys, figure it out. Is Kansas State a Q2 or Q3 win? Make up your mind, Quad Gods, because last week Texas Tech was 1-0 in Q2 wins and 3-0 in Q3. And this week they're 0-0 in Q2 wins. They haven't played a Q2 team all year, but they're 4-0 in Q3. Come on. Kansas State just beat Kansas. Are they Q2 or not?
How often are the quad rank of the net rankings updated?
I don't know. I only check them every Tuesday. But I don't know. I think they're updated quite a bit because I know that I keep up with what we were previously the last time I checked, and usually the previous they have is different from the one I have. So I think they're updated pretty often. I would say twice. I'd say like Thursday and Sunday or something. That would make sense.
So Toussaint hits the prayer of a throw-up shot as he's getting fouled, and then makes the free throw, brings it to within 5.
Are we going to foul or not? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Wasting all this time.
We're going to let him get across the ball? Oh my God, to a wide open person? Now we foul?
20 seconds. 20 seconds. No, sorry. 13 seconds. It felt like forever. McCaslin's like, what are you guys doing?
That is infuriating. If you're going to do it, freaking do it. Wait till they cross half court and the guy just stands there and waits for you to come.
Yeah, and then McMillan's like,
if I dip, you dip, we dip.
Like, do I do this? Yes, you go. Like, foul. Let's go.
Yeah, he made the first one.
Makes the first. Stat broadcast is ahead. He will miss the second one.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Texas Tech rebounds, but then
I kind of like that when stat broadcast is ahead.
Oh, and then Toussaint fouls and turns the ball over. Fantastic. I love
How does he
our
do
guard
that?
plays.
Oh yeah, that's an
Oh my
offensive foul.
gosh. You throw
Just
your hands up like
barreled.
of any of the times they're actually going to call a charge. That was like you barreled into him head down and extended your arm. Like that's as textbook of a charge as you can get. And when they don't want to call charges.
Oh, this fan doesn't believe it.
He's like, "Oh,
Doesn't
what are you
believe it.
doing? What?
That's bad.
So bad." That's what he said.
His lips are saying.
You're right. That was bad. That was a bad move on Joe Toussaint.
Oh, that fouled him out too. I knew
Are
he
you
was
kidding?
playing close.
He's fouled out 2 games in a row. Hey, at least tonight he has got 18 points instead of just 2.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, he was 7 or 8 from the line. I'm telling you, he shot 10 times. Give me Toussaint shooting 9 or 10 times a game.
Oh my gosh, McMillan.
The dude's got to get it back. Are we fouling intentionally or not?
McCaslin's yelling at him, "Foul him." It was like, oh my gosh, like McMillan, what the F, dude? You were on him. This is infuriating to watch this collapse. And not that like you were makes the first, misses the second. Isaacs turns the ball over.
Oh no.
Could it have been
Yeah, I see
any
it.
like because of course it has to be a
Okay.
guard with a turnover. Let's see. Does he throw it away into the stands or does he run somebody over?
He throws it way behind. McMillan cutting to the basket. McCaslin just screamed, "What are you doing?"
Oh, and then D5 or foul, but we let 8 seconds run off. We can't.
Oh, and it went to another player.
Oh my gosh.
Just stop fouling.
This is horrendous.
It's over.
Like, this is so bad that like you're obviously trying to intentionally